Night Stalker, where does he fit in here? Who is he jumping on? What's he preventing? I guess the Bane?
It stops Ravage, which he's one of the few heroes which can actually stop Ravage coming out with his silence because it can't be Kraken shelled off.
I'm going with PSG.LGD.
I see, so I make a point in favor of T1 and you're like, oh,
points just
sounds like Nomad's going to T1 there.
No, I actually think T1 might have it. I think this might be the first time T1's gonna take out LGD. The Faceless Void and the Night Stalker, like you said, it can pressure the Tidehunter, right? They have waves and they also have the damage to the Leshrac. I don't think they have sufficient damage. Plus, the Venge has more value against Monkey King now because it's a position 4. You can actually swap the Monkey out of the Wukongs because it's actually important for the team fight of LGD. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with T1 this game.
Yeah, I'm going T1 as well. I'm joining you. I think I really like the synergies they've got going with T1. I see their game plan and it makes sense to me. LGD doesn't. But we're going to throw it over to Casters. Seeds there, some action going on straight at the bat. Big up on my Barra, take it away.
Thank you very much, Nomad. Yeah, coming into this one, there was just a couple of right clicks over on tennis. He's A-okay.
These panelists just don't shut up, do they? Especially that Nomad guy. Jesus.
He's got the, you know, the most words per second there. He's not stopping.
30 seconds to battle.
Yeah, I actually, I quite like T1's draft, personally. Like, we know I'm a Night Stalker fan. I get that. But my worry for them is their lineup's a little bit greedy. Like, if they start to fall behind, I think they're really going to struggle. But they do have good team fight to rely on as well. So they have ways of coming back into the game if they do. But it's going to be really difficult. So looking forward to seeing if LGD can push the momentum this game. They really prey off these active cores that they have and that can group up early.
I kind of worry for these fights potentially, depending on how Xingqiu uses this Elder Titan. Like, yeah, you could land a Chrono, but who's to say you don't get slapped? Who's to say the fight doesn't get turned off? Something that the Elder Titan can get away with now in this 4 position, getting a little bit more priority in farm. Like you said, it's a little bit greedy. If it's slow to the jump, I worry that it may not get to the jump at all. And we've seen like Venges in the 3 who are specifically trying to go for that first item Ags. I would maybe venture to say it's probably not first item Ags like that for this Venge. Because from the 4 it's gonna be tougher, right?
What's Bane got skilled up here? Because if he's taken Nightmare, this could be really bad for the Venge.
Yeah, yes.
Because all of a sudden he can't make this creep pull happen anymore because the creeps lose aggro.
And he's going to take a lot of right-click damage, and this is going to be very problematic for Zephyr. If Ame were to step up on this, he could have just been dead. And you've got Nightmare up again in 5 seconds. You're just doing so much damage, and he's going to try and wrap all the way around, potentially get a courier kill, and
he's going back again though on Innocence. He's doing the same thing again. He's going to try and stop the pull again.
Ooh, right into the courier. That's unfortunate. But now the right click, does he wait for one more right click and then go for it? He might just have this kill. Zephyr just taking so much damage.
He's got boots on the bench. Oh my god. Oh! Never in doubt, he's fine. Fine. Look at the denies on the Monkey King though. Like this. Because they can't play the nade normally on the Venge and the Night Stalker, right? So trying to pull the creep wave's the right play on T1. But this Monkey King's just having absolute free farm because of it.
Those Wild Wings are like, nobody would expect us to get first blood. It should show up the same way. If somebody dies to the neutrals first, it should say Wild Wing gets first blood.
See, he's going again on Zephyr.
Oh no.
Pull the wave.
And the courier's in the creep wave. Ooh. Now Zephyr stops that long pull from happening for Y.
But see, Innocence is like dominating this lane just by his movements and things around. He's doing a really good job.
Ooh, this is a decent pull here just to get the range creep, or at least he got one range creep out of the mix. Not awful. But a courier will end up dying as Zephyr gets credit for that, and well, that clarity will be stopped. Magic Missile comes out, and now Zephyr eating some right clicks. So is Y from these Hellbears. Bottom lane though, they're going after Whitemon in 23 as Carl gets the kill on the Jow 8 over mid.
I feel like that probably shouldn't happen. I mean, we haven't been seeing how this mid lane's been going, but Lina should be able to keep the distance, right, all the time. So I'm not sure how that happened, but.
And Nightmare with these right clicks, magic missile. Oh, has the brain sap for the kill.
Yeah, the cast point on the brain sap as well is so good now. Joey can't get in range for the LSA.
Yeah, otherwise Carl might have been in trouble. We accidentally kind of baited the observer with bottom when that kill mid happened because there was a fight happening.
What do you mean we? What do you mean we?
Whoa, we both said all bottom. I feel like
yeah, okay. We might have done.
I was trying to share the blame.
Oh, mid lane. It's fine. They're going to get double 4-minute runes so on the radiant side, so Zhao not going to have the bottle refill.
Ooh. 23 going to lose out on his boots for a minute 10. Not great, and Faith Beyond continuing to have a good time here. He's 21-4.
I mean, look at the Night Stalker CS though. That's the big worry. I think he went over to try and farm the small camp there and then realizes it's stacked and he can't do anything about it now.
Primal Spring from Ame, just putting the pressure on Cuckoo. We'll go back over to the creep wave.
Yeah, nice posturing from Joey as well, just pushes him off the XP.
Tower is under attack.
They see the Bane coming, so they know the wraparound's coming from that nice ward they have in the top jungle. And Carl probably going to have to walk all the way back to base here, potentially.
Nightmare. Carl getting a little bit low, and they've got Jinkyu coming over. They're looking for the sleep. It does land on Carl, so Y will get the kill. He'll lose his life, but to kill off Carl and lose your own life, I think that's fine, especially with the massive rotations from T1.
I mean, they brought 4 heroes over to protect Carl, and Carl ends up dying anyway. That's not a good scenario for T1.
No, not at all. And the CS for all 3 cores on LGD is A-okay.
I mean, the Night Stalker's net worth is the one that needs to be really looked at. Unfortunately, he's below the Bane now because the Innocence is doing so well, like we mentioned before.
But already picked up for Faith Beyond. It's the D ward, now the Nightmare. Joey.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Never throwing the LSA, they're just sharing the Nightmare.
Yeah, they're
having bad dreams for a split second. Double sleep. Y trying to walk away. LSA finally hits, and now we've got the Fatal Bonds on 3. Carl, though, looking for the stun, lands on 2. Magic Missile now. All 3 are stunned. But they do have the kill on to Carl regardless, but now they're still sharing the damage from the Fatal Bonds. Brain Sap. Y gets a little bit more health.
And like the whole time in this bot lane, like Void's getting CS, like he's laning against the Tide, but Tide's going to start to take over the lane. Monkey King's owning the other top side lane as well.
He's going for Cuckoo, who does use that Quelling Blade.
They've had good practice on this now, T1, after the last 3 games.
Certainly. And already a 2k lead here for LGD.
Hello. This is, and this is what I was saying, if they do fall behind on T1, they're really going to struggle because their ways of coming back into the game aren't great.
Radiant's middle tower is
They need the Venge
attack.
to be playing with the Night Stalker really and trying to find kills, but they're also tanky on LGD. Like, even the Bane is really difficult to kill because of the effective HP with Brain Sap.
Okay.
It was like LGD kind of heard the panel and they were like, and then I took that personally.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like LGD's lanes have gone much better than they potentially should have, and that's obviously the big reason why they're doing so well right now. But I like how they let the Warlock complete the pull because now Tide can just farm both at once.
Thanks, Whiteman. Appreciate this.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Magic Missile. And the split earth on the Y. Y giving up his life, but he's the more farmed support at the moment.
He's also going to know there's a ward up on the high ground now because he got stunned from the low ground. So he gains information off his death at least. But still good for T1.
The potential gold.
Yeah.
I'll say hits and Zephyr. No Laguna Blade for Xiaowei just yet. Two split earth, and then they've got the Fatal Bonds to work with. Nightmare and Primal Spring on a Cuckoo. Boundless Strike, the damage is there. They'll get the kill. Whitemon just standing his ground, but that may not be the play for him. Y coming in, doesn't have Brain Sap or Nightmare for a couple more seconds, but will continue to chase with the help of Ame and the Sloop from Jinku, so they'll get themselves a second. They take out Cuckoo, they take out Whitemon. LGD have 2 more. Again, that's with Tide continuing to farm bottom, the pressure being put on mid, and potentially getting a tier 1 tower with this aggression. They want Zephyr, and Ame for a second thinks about using that Primal Spring one more time, jumping into the trees as Carl tries to defend with the help of the Venge. They'll bring in Cuckoo again. They do still have this ward, so Wise in vision. But it won't matter.
Yeah, they're trying to defend their mid tier 1 as much as possible on T1. They need to keep the map control up and alive. If that mid tier 1 falls at a decent time, they're really going to struggle. What does the Tide have, by the way? We haven't really talked about that hero this game too much. Yeah, and there's the D ward.
And I was wondering if he'd go for, and he's going phase boots. They're coming out right now.
Yeah, I was wondering if he'd go for Helm of Dom or something potentially, but I don't know how good it would have been.
Top lane stun out on Ame. He's in some trouble. And he'll throw out the Balance Strike. He's trying to run away from Carl. Has some help from Jinku with a sleep landing on 2. That'll keep this Monkey King alive. They don't have Fiend's Grip yet, as Y is only level 5 at the moment.
Yeah, really good TP from Jinku. Uses the fog to get the good stomp off. Can't complain. And yeah, now Tide's going to take over bot lane here. The Void can't really lane there anymore. And the Warlock's going to come and try and take XP, but if they get one rotation through... Yeah, he's not even going to try and defend the wave, I don't think. Oh, he is. Oh, God. Honestly, if you die here, but you get a whole wave of XP, it's like completely worth it on the Warlock.
Top lane, Jinku trying to get himself some solo experience as well.
Yeah, Ame's farming his way back to base since he got low before, so Jinku's just going to take over the lane. Go for that Echo Saber first again, no big shock.
I want to see if he goes for anything different on this Monkey King, considering he went for a different build on the Spectre.
Illusion.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And he's going to get the TP out.
Does almost get a full level out of that, but unfortunately he never grabs the whole thing. Jinku in a bit of trouble, but the Primal Spring now... Oh, they've got the silence onto the Monkey King. They get the kill into Jinku. They're going to bring over the Tide Hunter. He's going to look to Ravage probably immediately after coming into this, but they already get the kill on Ame, and the Ravage is going to be a little bit late. However, they look over at Carl. They've got the Anchor Smash. They need one more shot to kill off this Leshrac, and they will.
Yeah, I think if he'd have tried to boundless heal off the creep wave instead, he might have lived on the Monkey King, but I think he tried to be greedy and get both and ended up not hitting any of the creeps.
Y has Fiend's Grip, so if Cuckoo sticks around too long, he might just get, Fiend's Gripped and killed.
Yeah. He's up with 7 on the Bane at 11 minutes. He's going to be really happy with how his game's going.
I like that the cosmetic shows the little blue brain that comes out on the Fiend's Grip.
Yeah.
Although Bane's got that blue brain, it kind of looks like the brain from the aliens from Mars Attack. I don't know if you know that movie.
Absolutely not. Do I know a movie, Beakup?
It's an old 90s movie, which I was 3 when I first saw. It's a comedy. It scared me for my entire life.
We know that I don't understand any of your references, Beakup, and I can live with that. So we've
I keep going until we hit one.
Invis on the Lesh.
Oh gosh.
Well, okay. Bit of miscommunication. Honestly, I think I kind of understand why Whitemon's coming from. He's like, guys, like, we just chase up the high ground. Carl doesn't feel so confident, so they're just not on the same page. And it's just a farming Warlock cult, dude. It's fine, right? He must have used a farming black hole before as well. It's similar.
Radiant structure.
No, I don't play that hero. I don't want to embarrass myself. They're gonna throw Laguna Blade out and get a kill there on his Zephyr. They don't even kill off Y with chase from 23. He's gonna TP over towards mid. As now they'll take the tower. They've got the Chrono down on the 2. All right, Jinku's gone. Heals up into the air. Xiaowei trying to help out. They'll land the LSA. The Raccoon's coming in from 23. Beef Beyond taking a lot of damage. He's got Ravage in 25, so it's a long way out of this fight. They've got the heal, but it's not going to be enough. They've got the Brain Sap coming in. Jowie finally falls to 23, but they're controlling up this Void. Again, they don't have Ravage. Time Walk trying to run. There's the Gush, and why with a double kill in this fight?
Dire's
Good try by T1. They missed the initial stun on the Lina, unfortunately, because she moves north side. And unfortunately, after that first stun misses, the fight's going to be difficult for T1. They managed to get a good Chrono off, right? And they get a couple of heroes, but when you have these kind of like long cooldowns like this, you're really hoping for more, right? When you're this far behind, you need your big spells to give big benefits, and it doesn't really seem to be working like that at the moment for T1. So LGD, what can they do now that they know the Chrono's down, right?
Yeah, it's kind of tough for them. Chaotic Offering still on cooldown for another minute as well. T1 are in a little bit of a bad spot as Ravage is up, Fiend's Grip is up, and pretty much everything that LGD need to grab a couple of kills or even try to take a team fight is there for them, except for Wukong's, which with what they've got right now, I think they don't exactly necessarily need.
I mean, LGD, it feels like they're farming on like 4 to sometimes even 5 heroes at the moment, right? So if T1 are hiding, LGD are all farming, they are going to be more efficient, but I'd like to see them pressure for more, right? Like they have Ravage up and stuff, so looks like they will here.
Top lane, Fiend's Grip again, and they've got the Earth Splitter from Jinkyu to get the kill. And it's Fiend's Grip that is securing kills constantly. And why still the more farm support at the moment? You take a look, you see that the total net worth is getting towards that 10k, about 7,000 though right now for LGD. So we round up here, just about 10k.
Carl's waiting to get a Yules off here to try and catch the monkey. Yeah, this is going to be the go.
Can they kill him quick enough? Yeah. They should be able to. Wukong's trying to survive, and now that's just down on cooldown. But he survived a second longer. He might have been saved by Y and Jinkyu, but just doesn't get there. Meanwhile, Faith Beyond takes the top tier 1. And he's only 200 gold away from an Ags.
I mean, that's a good move for tier 1, right? Like they know they can't fight Faith Beyond right now.
Carl's gonna look for the stun, but here comes Y. Chaotic Offering to follow it up. That's gonna land on a 3. Faith Beyond does have Ravage if it's needed, and it's not. They get the kill into Carl. They'll take the golem. They'll look over now at Whitemon. Fatal Bond's on a 4, but there's no follow-up to that, so it doesn't exactly matter.
Yeah, and they have Chrono back up again now on T1, so maybe they can try and make a move, but they're falling further and further behind. Like, you get the Monkey King, it's great, but then losing the Lesh afterwards, it's not going to feel fantastic, is it? You know, all of the good work that you've done suddenly becomes undone.
There's the Aether Lens for Y. He'll be able to get that Fiend's Grip off from a bit further out. Keep himself a bit safer. Especially until Night Stalker has a way to jump him, and he's only going to the BKB. And then he'll probably go Blink like we've seen in the past with these Night Stalkers.
Oh, the grip. Don't let them into
there it is
kill.
again.
Oh, okay.
Every Fiend's Grip has turned into a kill here for Y.
And it feels like he's using it off cooldown as well, right? Like as soon as it's ready, they're in position, they're ready to go. He's so tanky, he just runs up, he doesn't care.
Yeah. And top lane, Laguna Blade used, they get the kill on the Cuckoo. They're going to look over now at Whitemon, Earth Splitter coming through. Fatal Bonds, and he's trying to heal himself up with a Shadow Word. That'll be enough to get out, but now they've got the Nightmare out on a 23. Chrono on a 2. He needs to be careful. Ravage feigning it. Gush gets thrown forward. Y doesn't even die there.
He has an axe on the tide. Sweet Jesus. This is... okay. So that was the Chrono that we talked about, and Bane being so tanky lives because he's got all these small items, right? But... oh dear.
Now Chrono's down.
Oh no. Poor Carl.
Oh, Ravage comes out. Carl ends up dead. They've got the silence on it too, but it's not going to matter. Cuckoo's been caught. They've got the Yules. They should have the kill to follow this up, and they will.
Oh, they found Ame though.
Ame low and gone. 23 gets the kill with the bash health.
Oh, sick.
Radiant's
23
top
Savage is
tower
like, please,
under
man, we need
attack.
something to go for us. There it is.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Double damage
top.
top.
Could have been a Roche potentially for Dire, for LGD. Obviously, they have the Gush as well with the minus armor. So, goes down relatively quickly. They might want to wait for the Monkey King, but...
And they bottled it up, so... And they've got the Crystals on the Lina, so... Zhao 8, once they've got the Monkey King, could just go for this.
Yeah, they see the Bane under the ward here on T1 as well. I don't know, like, the problem with B-Cup is, if you go Roche, it means you're just going to have to stop killing people. And I don't think they're willing to do that on LGD, you know? They want to keep slaying.
They are, they're slaying Roche.
No, that's not a hero, though. It doesn't inflict mental damage on the opposition, B-Cup. You need to understand.
He lives longer than the heroes on T1, though.
That is true. Oh, to be fair, I hope Roche would live longer than a lot of heroes. And they're going to have Ravage back up again soon on the Tide, so they're smoking up. Ready and available.
Yep. Nightmare. They've got Chaotic Offering. They'll look for the sweep that hits on a white mine. Now the Earth Splitter to follow it up. They're actually going to the other side. They'll use the swap to save Cuckoo. There's the Chaotic Offering coming down to 3. They'll look for the silence to get the kill on Zhao. They took him out very quickly. Now Y falls 2. Faith Beyond, he's in with no Ravage available.
It's still not quite up
He's
yet.
all by himself. They'll look for the sleep. Oh, Yules from Carl. That stops the sleep from coming in, but the Gush doing a decent amount of damage. Faith Beyond still very tanky. They've used that Chrono. They get the Chrono Jin-Q. That's going to be 3. Looking for a
kill
4th.
him?
Faith Beyond still throwing the Gushes out, and eventually he will fall. All 4 dying on LGD.
Oh, really well played by T1. I mean, LGD, they wanted to smoke in, find a kill with the grip and just get out again, right? And then just go Roche with the DD, but they go ever so slightly too far, and without the Ravage, I mean, great spell usage by Radiant side. They get a great Fatal Bombs off. They get the really good silence off by the Night Stalker as well to get into the back line.
There's the
With the
Axe
two-
for the Venge.
And we've seen when Vengeance are losing, but they pick up this Axe.
And it usually happens
be-
you're down about 7,000, 8,000 every time.
But the turnaround can happen with this item.
Yeah.
Dire's
Gonna
middle
deny the
tower
tier 1
has
on
been
LGD.
denied.
We haven't really seen Ame play with the rest of his team yet, though, right? This Monkey's kind of just been doing his own thing the whole time. It'll be interesting to see when Ame does eventually come round to joining up, trying to take this big 5-on-5. I don't know what they're, timing they're waiting for. But they're smoking up because they know they have this Ravage again now, and there's no Chrono, so time
No
to
Chrono offering.
Time to see what they can do. And they have this really deep ward down still that they got down before, so they know where T1 are going to be hiding.
23's in the trees. Primal Spring. BKB preempted from 23. That might keep him alive. The Magic Missile. Now he's in the trees, but the rank quick's coming up from Zhao 8. He's got that Crystal as they're trying to TP out. They've got Y coming in. There's the Gush. LSA comes through with the Laguna Blade thrown over onto Zephyr. He's going to have that axe, so he'll be able to do quite a bit once he's dead anyway. And, well, now that illusion is there. Magic Missile once again. They get the kill on a Zephyr. He's the only one to fall, but so will the tier 2
Bot lane as well.
Now bot lane, they're looking over at the Lesh. They'll kill off Carl. That's 2 more kills for LGD.
Oh, white one, please. Oh, the Earth
Anchor
Splitter.
Smasher, Splitter doesn't land. Illusion throwing the Magic Missile, and now Whitemon will use that Essence Ring to try and survive the land. The sweep, 23's coming over. He's got Chrono in 10. And Magic Missile was thrown, but immediately he's helped out with the Kraken Shell Dispel.
With the Anchor Smash on the Void, though, they just don't do any damage. So Faith Beyond, he just runs away casually. It's not even like he's taken a dent in his HP, really. He's fine. Yeah, good rotations by LGD. They take the good fight and they instantly punish the Lesh bot. Great setup from Innocence. Right place, right time. And there's the blink on the Tide as well. So their goes and their initiations are a lot easier now in LGD. They still have the Ravage available. In carry, I'm looking to be aggressive here.
bottom lane.
That TP
They have found Cuckoo. Carl coming in. They've got the swap once again. BKB gets popped by Ame. He's thinking about throwing down the Wukongs, but he'll stop that. Now 23 comes over. He does have himself the Chronosphere. They've got themselves the Wukongs. He's trying to get out of the range of the circle to get that swap off, and that's exactly what he's going to do with the Magic Mid. So now Chaotic Offering goes down to the high ground over Xingqiu. They've got a good way to get the Cuckoo, and now they've got the Chrono from 23. But the Nightmare not going to be enough to save Xiaowei for the moment, as he's getting right clicked by 23, but he doesn't have the damage to finish him off. Gosh comes in, hits on a Whitemon as well as Carl, and while Whitemon standing his ground with the upheaval, they finally get the kill on the Xiaowei. Carl turning on Faith Beyond, Sleep coming through from Xingqiu, but avoided with the Yules. Gosh again, Whitemon low, Anchor Smash hits, but it's still not enough to get the kill on this Warlock just yet. They killed off the Leshrac, and now finally they'll take out Y. 23 gets the kill on the Bane, but they end up losing the Warlock. Quoro is dead on the side of T1 with a triple kill there for 23. Time walk forward, trying to slow down Xingqiu. That Lotus Orb, he'll walk across the river and escape. Still, though, LGD with a 10k lead. They do, however, lose 3 heroes in that fight, and 23 starting to become a problem.
Yeah, I mean, Ame is sort of diving so far to try and kill this Venge. We've seen it time and time again. It's so easy to get punished when you go on this hero. There's just no damage. The 23 is becoming a problem, but I don't know, if they focus less of their time on this Venge and more of the time on like this Lesh or Warlock or something first, like Ame got, pulled himself so far out of position.
It's also about dealing with the Venge, right? Because he gets the kill on the Venge while he's in the circle, but Venge knows exactly what he wants to do. Walk out of the Wukong, swap him, stun him, and then they'll get the kill. Yeah, I mean, maybe Ame was thinking that he'd be able to kill the illusion straight away after in the Wukongs, but with the speed, just too close to the edge.
Easy.
Yeah.
And they're going to take the Roach now. There's no Chrono, so really difficult for T1 to try and contest. They're kind of bound to their long cooldowns, unfortunately. I think even against the Aegis, I think T1 are probably going to be willing to, give it a go with these fights. Because they do have good poke damage and things. Like with the Lesh going in, they have the Night Stalker that can poke and prod. The Venge is obviously pretty good at it as well.
On the Venge.
They really want the Void, but
yeah, they get the Boundless Strike. They've got the Fiend's Grip. They'll get that kill on the 23. They'll take out Zephyr. Ame stopped the first Boundless Strike through the second that hit the Void that allowed them to get the Fiend's Grip off, and they'll take out the Illusion from Zephyr as well.
That was so well played by OG, actually. They find that they could just about manage to get onto both. And the Stomp comes through to stop the stun coming through onto the Fiend's Grip.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Okay. Poor Ame.
Radiant's top tower.
Now they're going to go to the high ground. Like you said, they're very locked to their cooldowns, and those are, well, now off cooldown, but they don't have these heroes. The heroes are on cooldown.
As I said, they have Glyph on the Dire side as well, so they can keep the Catapult alive. Which is going to be huge here. I think, yeah, you carry on going here. They'll have Ravage as well.
Radiant's top
Beyond. Gonna start to walk away with the rest of his team. Do they want to chase? Carl just gonna clean up, and they're not gonna go. They don't have this Void to go after them with, and it's again fighting into the Ravage and the Aegis.
And the thing is with LGD, like the last 5 minutes haven't even been like massively always clean, right? Like they've made some mistakes and things, but because their early game went so well, it allows them to make the mistakes, right? Like they can afford to make a bit of a mishap, and they're still right in charge of the game.
Excellent.
T1 have got so much to do to try and come back into this. Feels like LGD would have to make so many mistakes. Maybe like 3 or 4 bad fights in a row, and I just don't see that happening.
Had this Aegis for a long time longer. And Carl's been spotted by Xiaowei. They've got the Yules, now the Yules from Carl. And he'll end that stun. But he doesn't have a TP at the moment. Now there's the Laguna Blade, and eventually Carl, it seemed inevitable that he was going to die.
Better luck next time.
Got to appreciate the effort, though.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It's like watching OpenAI when they used to like run down lanes when they were really far behind, right? You try and get as much as you can off the map, even when you're behind.
Now finally Zhao got that Daedalus. He's 8-4-7 in this game, doing really well, going to the Satanic next. He's up towards top by himself. And he's under the tier 2 tower with the creeps pushing in. There were 3 heroes here for a moment for T1, now just 2. They're not pressuring the tower, they're just farming the jungle.
Ame going for the Skadi next as well, by the way. What a game for it. Up against, you know, like the healing of the Warlock, it's good against the Void as well, but also that 50% slow against the Lesh. Stops him being so maneuverable in these fights.
We're in smoke from LGD. See if they can find anybody.
Middle tower is under attack.
By the way, Faith Beyond has picked up a Chrysalis of his own.
I'm the carry now. I mean, it's a really good value item for damage, right? I think it's the best value damage item in the game. We were talking about this yesterday when the Gyro picked it up early on.
Right.
And this is like the last-ditch attempt. I think if this fight goes bad for T1, then the game's pretty much over, so they need to make the most of this.
It will be Ame. They've got the swap right into the Faceless Void. They'll pop the BKB, and he's going to go look for the Wukongs, but that will be immediately stopped as the BKB gets popped by Cuckoo. He's trying to chase Ame, but into the trees, down to the trees, down to the ground once again, back into the trees once more. He is really able to maneuver away from this T1 side so quickly. And while that's a BKB down for the Night Stalker and the Monkey King, of course, still working with that Aegis.
Yeah, they were so close there on T1 to finding something right, but they're a bit scared of the Wukongs, a bit scared of the Ravage that can come through as well. So they had to play it safe. Again, if they weren't so far behind, that would have been a great entry to the fight, right? But it is what it is. Right, Beakup, how did T1 come back into this game?
I'm not the analyst. You can't do that. They have to win a fight, and I think it's tough fighting into the Aegis, but like with Revenge, they've done it bottom. Like it was shown bottom. It's got to be a little bit cleaner than that, though.
Fighting into the Aegis is really difficult, especially when you have this Void, right, where the whole point is that you get the numbers advantage. You're picking someone off straight away, then moving on to the next target.
Yeah, I think it's all about if they can fight around the Wukongs, and then
ooh, there's a DD.
Depending on how 23 can get in with that Chrono and get the damage out, if they can fight while there's no Aegis, take out the Monkey King, which they were able to do in the last exchange bottom, you could potentially win the fight. But again, it's about not losing your own numbers as well.
And they're going to look to try and force the high ground here by the seams of it.
There's the time walk in. The Chrono comes down to 2. It's going to be out of the Time Hunter as well as the Lina, but they've got the Fiend's Grip all the way from the start with the BKB pop by 23, and now he needs to get out, but he can't. They've got the Fiend's Grip. He doesn't have buyback. They killed off 3 already. They're going with the Ravage. They've got the BKBs popped around the horn. They'll take out Fuku and Carl. Full team white there for LGD, and they don't lose anything.
I mean, it was close in the early stages of the game, but it's got out of control really quickly. I mean, they're going to try and buy back here and defend, but T1 not giving up here. The SCA mentality in full show.
Download Strike, Chaotic Offering comes through with the Fatal Bonds, but now they're trying to make something happen. They'll get the kill into Zhao Wei, they'll at least find one. Ame, he's got about 66% of his health to work with. As the gushes are coming through, they get the out of Face Beyond. They've killed off 2. He doesn't have buyback, so they bought back on Zhao Wei. Zhao Wei's going to go through and try and kill off this illusion that makes sure the Venge is out of the fight completely, and there it is. So 57 seconds, no Venge, but they've got Cuckoo back up in just 5. They haven't defended the base completely. They've lost the bottom set of racks, and now LGD will transition over to the mid-tier 3 and set of racks to look for Megas. Cuckoo goes in, he'll pop that ult, so going with the BKB as well as the silence coming into the Monkey King. Whitemon trying to do what he can, but the damage coming up for Zhao Wei on a Cuckoo is enough to get this kill and take out the Night Stalker as quickly as he was alive. He was dead.
And Void's about to come back up again, but he doesn't have Chrono, remember, here either. I mean, that fight in the bot lane was,
at least.
I mean, that fight in the bot lane was so well positioned by LGD, though. They managed to get the grip onto the Void as soon as he comes in, right? But also at the same time, they have the zoning in the background from the ET stomp. And so he gets the support so that they can't use the swap to save the Void. Great execution. 23 Savage showing off his dancing moves.
And they're going to try and fight through Megas. They're down 23,000 net worth.
The
Very
thing with
savage
T1
number.
is, I like this game, they've had some really good moments in the game, right? It's not like they've just completely rolled over. But they were just so far behind to begin with that all the good plays that they made, even when they get this like little bit of net worth increase, LGD are just going to run at them again. And it's so hard to have these perfect fights just over and over and over again.
Right.
It's the last hurrah for T1. They want another scrap. Easy courier. See you later, Rags.
Mystery.
And LGD is just going to back off. They know the megas are coming in. There's no need for them to take a fight. And it's a relatively quick rush.
He just short.
Radiant are scanning.
I like it a little bit better now that it's not Aegis, Cheese, and Shard. I think that was just so much for a second Roche. If it's gonna be that much, I think Roche just has to be stronger. Grab it through on a 23, gone.
The stop hit Zephyr in the back line as well, so they couldn't even get the swap off.
Yeah, Zephyr's dead too, and well, I'll call GG a little bit anticlimactic, but LGD the reverse sweep to take the 2-1 over T1.
PSG.LGD.
I like the
really well done.
I like that the point that the panel made